Well, good evening and welcome to Highclimbers Stadium, everyone. Diedrich Allen, Lim Elway up in the stands. I couldn't say high above Highclimbers Stadium, but we're pretty high up for the third annual Mason County Cup. The North Mason Bulldogs taking on the Shelton Highclimbers tonight for your high school football enjoyment. The Bulldogs will be in on their road white, and the Highclimbers in their home red with black pants. Lim, thanks for coming up and doing these webcasts with me yet again.
Yep, I always enjoy it, Diedrich.
We have a couple of, two teams last season went different directions.
Yeah.
Shelton has a tough league to play in, so they're going to get their bumps, I guess is the right word.
Bumps and bruises.
Bumps and bruises. And the Bulldogs, on the other hand, they got into the playoffs but have yet to win a playoff game in like 3 consecutive years or something like that. I can't really remember what it is, but their goal this year, I believe, is to win a playoff game.
Expectations with a lot of returning lettermen. They got their backfield back. They got their quarterback is back. They run a triple option, and he's experienced at that, and that's what you have to do to be successful around the triple option. And Shelton, when we were here, made the comment many times last year that they were young, and they got, like you said, they got their bumps and bruises last year, but they think they're going to be formidable this year, and in the league they're playing, and they better be.
They better be. And for the Highclimbers, we're going to see a lot of Jake Henry. He was their staple last year. He's going to do it again this year, but this year he's got a different guy in front of him. It was his brother last year. This year it's going to be Brian Nault, who is an All-American rugby player. So it'll be interesting to see how he transitions more onto the offensive side. The Bulldogs, well, they pretty much have the same team coming back for the most part. Their weapons are there, led by Matt Becker, who will be running the offense again this year. And it looks like the Bulldogs did win the toss, and so they will receive.
I think if you want to characterize what both teams feel when they're going into this game is, Shelton feels hopefully they can be competitive. The North Mason team expects to be very, very competitive.
Kickoff is taken and downed at the 14. That was DeAndre Dixon, who kind of bobbled it when he caught it, and then he ended up on a knee, and that's where the Bulldogs will start their first offensive series of the 2014 season.
Well, it's good. We were here last year, and it was a pretty competitive. Shelton had a lot of inexperience, but they fought to the end, and they did a lot of things as best they could, and I expect a good game today.
So Becker will go under center. Looks like is that 48 behind him? No, he'll just hand it off to the first guy through, powering right in the middle. I want to say it was a 48, so that's Cole Reinhardt with the carry for the Bulldogs. Straight up the middle. I got 3-4?
I think they're actually a 4-2 when the ball comes up, or 4-3.
So it brings up second down and about 6 yards.
Yeah.
So Becker's under center again. There's a power I and a little pitch out to Grewell on the far side, going on the sweep. Gets the first down, gets up near the 30-yard line, about the 28.
Good job by Becker. Got the ball out quick. They sealed off the defensive end, and linebackers didn't get out like they're supposed to, and they got caught inside, and he gained about 6 yards, something like that. So good first 3 plays for the North Mason.
So it's 1st and 10, ball at the 28-yard line of North Mason. The Bulldogs with the ball. Send Burgraff to the near side, number 10. He's got 3 guys behind him. Becker under center. Hands it off to the third guy through. That's number 88. That is Austin Womack with the carry. Spinning his way for, it looks like 5.
Yep.
It's up near 34-yard line where they'll spot it.
So far, good blocking by the interior line for the Bulldogs, and that's what you got to have. And like we said earlier, Becker can read the end on the triple, and so far doing a good job.
So they'll call it 2nd and 4, and they're going to spot that ball right on the, just shy of the 35-yard line. Burgraff goes to the far side now. Becker stands, looks things over. 3 guys behind him. And I think we'll have a little bit of a false start there. A little too anxious, I think.
Well, that's typical of first games. Everybody wants to get out and hit somebody real quick.
No, it's an offsides on Shelton.
Oh.
Somebody lined up offsides, I guess. So that gives the Bulldogs their second first down. And puts the ball right short of the 40-yard line, 1st and 10. I guess you can take those first downs any way you can get them.
That's right. It's all about moving the sticks.
So we're just underway, approaching 10 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Becker will hand it off to the first guy through, powering his way through. Is it Reinhardt again?
Yep. Tell you what, the interior of that offensive line for the Bulldogs is doing a great job of pushing and getting a good push against Shelton. And so, you know, the old saying, if it isn't broken, don't fix it.
Right, Cole Reinhardt, he is a junior, 5'10", 185 pounds. Give him 4, and it's a 2nd and 6 from the North Mason 44-yard line. Becker will hand it off. That same play this time. Fighting his way just for a couple of yards. Again, Reinhardt with the carry. Give it to the big guy, I guess, so far.
Well, the strength of the Bulldogs this year is going to be their juniors and seniors. And as you can see, the seniors up on the front line there, mixed in with a couple juniors, are just pushing. Right now, they're just pushing Shelton around, and they're getting good running back by their good runs by their backs, and that signals success.
3rd and 2 from the 47-yard line. Bulldogs with the ball. And again, it goes to Reinhardt. This time, I think he
got it.
Did he slip in there,
Yep.
fight his way near the midfield? It looked like the Highclimbers had him stop there initially.
That's all part of being a senior.
Just keep those feet going.
Yep.
Just enough for the first down. So 1st and 10 right at midfield for North Mason on their opening drive.
And again, Diedrich, you'll notice that the Highclimbers now are probably playing about a 6-man line, maybe a 7-man line,
right?
Because you know, they're getting pushed around a little bit, and they want to try to force the Bulldogs into passing the ball, and the Bulldogs have had success running, so why try to pass it?
It's a little different formation. A pitch out to Burgraff. Burgraff going on the toss sweep to the left and runs out of bounds after maybe a yard gain, if that. Nope, I don't think he got anywhere. Got back to the line of the scrimmage and brings up 2nd down and 10. You know, we're 7.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. You made a comment before we started, Lim, that this could be a very quick game.
Yep.
With both teams running, expected running. And it doesn't seem like it, but we've played almost half the game.
And the thing is, too, the Bulldogs are just happy to have 14, 15 play drives, grind the clock out, and get down there and score 7. And what that does is put the pressure back on the opponents, in this case, Shelton.
So Terry Winslow will come to the near side on the wide out. Becker will pitch it on the second guy out. This time it's number 23. Getting up to the Highclimber 45 and 23. Let's see here. That
number 3.
Number 3 or 23?
3. The little guy in the middle there.
Oh, with the tackle. I was looking for the guy who was running the ball.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure out these.
Winslow was the
Was it Winslow?
carry, yeah.
Okay.
Terry
All right, with the carry, and he gained about 5.
I have to defend ourselves a little bit. We weren't given any starting lineups before the game started, so we're trying to get all this put together on the run, and so if we do make some mistakes, please bear with us. We're trying to catch up real quick.
Well, that's the first game of the season for us too.
But we might be the same at the last as we are. They're hopefully going to get better.
Well, that's maybe true. We have a timeout by the Highclimbers. 6:43 to go here in the first quarter. No score. North Mason on their opening drive. Step aside for just, let's see here, 30 seconds. We'll be right back here on MasonWebTV.com. The Mason County Cup. No score.
Seconds count. In just 30 seconds, a small fire inside your home can double in size, or an oxygen-starving seizure can kill 1 million brain cells. Seconds count. So when you call 911, take a deep breath and answer every question, starting with the very first one.
911, what is the location of your emergency?
911 needs your exact location. 911 needs to know where to go.
And we're back. 6:43 to go here in the first quarter. It's the third annual Mason County Cup. The Highclimbers trying to win that cup back. Of course, the Highclimbers did win the inaugural one up at North Mason, and last year the Bulldogs took it back here in this stadium. And now it's the rubber match, I guess you could say. See who can, do the Bulldogs keep it or the Highclimbers get it back. And it's a third down, and it looks like 6 for North Mason. And Becker's shifting some guys around. That snap to the third guy through,
beautiful.
breaking it up. It's DeAndre
Beautiful.
Dixon, I believe, number 32.
Beautiful fake by Becker. Good job, and again, great offensive blocking by the interior line. Great job.
And that's well enough for a first down all the way up to the Shelton 35-yard line. First and 10, and the clock starts winding. 6.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter.
Well, the Bulldogs look pretty darn good. I mean, they're doing, everything's going right for them now. They're getting great offensive blocking from the line, and their players, their backs are hitting the hole right on cue, and just keep barreling, keeping their feet going, and they just really look sharp.
Bulldogs do take their time, and a timeout by the official.
That was equipment time. I think the helmet strap of
Chad Schoenhoven heading to the
broke.
sidelines. And now we'll get this thing underway. Becker sends Bergraff to the far side, the wide side of the field. 3 guys behind him. He'll hand it off, and it's Grewell with the carry. Lost the ball, and the Highclimbers say they have it. And that's the official call, so a turnover, and Shelton gets the ball.
Yep, bad break for the Bulldogs, but those things happen.
So Tyler Metcalf jumped on that ball. So the Highclimbers get their first shot at it at their own 35-yard line. First and 10. Just under 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter. No score on Mason County Cup. So Jake Beck will bring him out for the Bulldogs. Scott Nolt and Henry behind him. And Henry gets the call and gets a couple of yards, hard yards, straight up the middle. I always say I hate to be that guy.
Yeah.
The first guy through, man, it's tough.
Yeah.
You see Drew York come in there.
I'm watching HG. HG is, what, 300 and some pounds?
Yeah.
320 pounds, and I was watching him try to block him, and it just isn't fair, the matchup.
High formation again. Jake Beck goes under center, gets everybody set. Receiver to both sides. Man in motion. That's Ty Fisher. Handoff to Henry. Nice break through the pack. He's area before he's pulled down across the 50-yard line. Jake Henry with he's the staple. He's the guy they're going to run behind, or through, or around, or however you want to call it. He's their man.
Yeah.
Into Bulldog territory to the 48-yard line. First and 10 for Shelton.
Oddly enough, there wasn't a big hole there, but he went through the line untouched, which was surprising in itself. But he ran hard, got a first down.
Saw Nault go out. Little delayed handoff there, and Henry's fighting keeping his feet moving, and gets to the 45 before he's pulled back.
One thing that the Bulldogs have to be very cautious of in the defensive line is I'm watching them and they're taking sides. I don't know if that's a coach's stunt, the slant one way or slant the other way, but they seem to be taking a side left or right, A gap or B gap, instead of running right through their blocks. So we'll see how that progresses.
2nd and 7. So the first guy through gets the handoff this time. Got maybe a yard on that. Now that was Brian Nault with the carry. I'll give him 2 yards on that, though, up to the 43-yard line. Or should I say down to the 43-yard line. Brings up 3rd down and 4.
Yep.
3 minutes, 40 seconds to go here in the first quarter. No score. Shelton with the ball. Their first possession of the game. Single setback. That's Henry. Beck's roll out on the far side. Throws it. Got a guy there. Caught by Fisher out of bounds. I'm sorry, that's the Gabe Arena with the catch right there on the sidelines and a first down. I didn't realize Jake Beck was a lefty.
Yeah, and he was running to his right and had to turn his upper body to throw and made a real pinpoint pass. So that says a lot about his passing ability. We were making a comment before the game started that we knew it was going to be a running game because the quarterbacks weren't all that accurate.
Well, let's put it this way. We expected a running game.
Yeah. Right, good point. Good point. I stand corrected.
That's why we're up here and not down there on the field. So 1st and 10 for Shelton on the North Mason 31-yard line. High formation, 2 receivers to the far side for Jake Beck and the Highclimbers. Handoff to Henry. And he just stood up in the backfield. And then he falls forward. Got a couple of yards on that carry. How did he do that? He was stood up at the 30.
Yeah.
I guess that's the push of the offensive line. That brings up 2nd down. Give him 5 on the carry. So 2nd and 5 from the Bulldog 29. Beck will hand it off. Henry again. He's just stopped just at the 25-yard line. That time they wrapped him up. No extra yards after the stop there. So it brings up 3rd and short for Shelton.
Cole Reinhardt just stuck him and just drove him back. That was a great tackle.
So Beck will send a couple of receivers to this side, the wide side of the field, our side, the near side. Go under center, I formation, hand off to Henry again, and again he just stopped right there at the line. I think the Bulldogs have kind of figured that one out.
Yeah, they're blitzing their linebackers too a little bit, and Reinhardt's come up and made 2 good stops there, along with I don't have them on my roster, whoever number 45 is.
45 is Sterling McIntosh.
Okay, both him and Reinhardt are doing a great job filling gaps.
So it's 4th and we'll call it 3 from the 25. Handoff. This time it's a 22 on that. That's Yvonne Morales if it's 22 on the carry. Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Or it's 32. Excuse me. That's Colton Pollard the carry there. Then a first down for Shelton to the 16-yard line. Clock continues to run, approaching a minute 20 to go here in the first quarter. Now the Highclimbers are knocking on the door here. 2 receivers to the near side, offset eye for Beck. Pitch toss sweep to Henry. He spins at the line of scrimmage, dives forward to about the 13-yard line before he's spun down.
Actually, that could have been a big play, except the cornerback put the ball inside, and he had to change position or change direction and ran right into a bunch of Bulldogs.
Brings up 2nd down and 6. Spot the ball on the 12-yard line of North Mason. Shelton threatening as we're approaching 35 seconds here in the first quarter. 2 receivers to the near side. Back to pass goes Beck. throws it and kind of, I think, a miscommunication with his receivers out there. I think it was intended for Colton Pollard, but either he was held up on the jam on the line of scrimmage, or it was just miscommunication.
Whatever it was, it didn't work right.
Well, that's true. So it brings up 3rd down. And 6 clock is stopped at 28 seconds in the first quarter. Oh, they're right at the ball. Everybody's ready to go, but the ball's not out there, Lim. What do you think about that?
Well, it's like you have to have 2 teams to play. You can't if the other
play
team
without a ball.
if the other team in here, you can't play.
So again, the I formation. Henry behind Beck. Back to pass he goes. Drop, going to pull it down. He's got some room. He's going to run around the corner and get near the first down marker there on the run.
1 yard short.
Just a little shy. That brings it 4th down for the Highclimbers. I do expect them to go for it.
I guess about 2 yards.
And we're looking at 5 seconds left here in the first quarter. So that should pretty much do it. We'll change ends here at the end of the first quarter. Still no score. Bear with me here. I'm trying something new. And no.
Remember adventure? We do. The adventure begins at explorehoodcanal.com.
As the teams change ends of the field, and we are now in the second quarter, about to start the second quarter. No score. Mason County kept Shelton and North Mason. Highclimbers have the ball. Have a 4th and, we'll call it 2. Down at the North Mason, well, I want to say that's the 9-yard line, Lim.
Okay, you're in charge.
Charge. Okay, I'm in charge.
You're the one that organizes this.
Okay, that's true. You're just along for the ride.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's going to go quick because both teams run, and if they pass, if they pass and complete a pass, then the clock doesn't stop.
That's true.
So, Bulldogs ran all the way down to about the 20-yard line and fumbled, and Shelton ran down to the 9-yard line the other way.
And they have a 4th and a couple, trying to keep their drive alive. So it's more like a Bulldog formation, handoff. I think you might got it. Yeah.
Got it. Quick snap.
Quick snap, and I didn't see who carried that. I'm going to assume it's Henry, but I could be wrong. No, it looks like it was number 9, Zane Vanderwall, with the carry on that one. Gets the Highclimbers a 1st and goal from the 5. We are in the second quarter, no score. Shelton is knocking on the door, though. Same formation this time. I'm going to call that the power I. Hand off to Henry. He's going to spin into the touchdown. Highclimbers. So Shelton strikes first. And they are now up 6-0. A point after coming with 11:34 to go here in the second quarter. That was kind of an impressive drive, Lim.
Well, and again, they ran tackle to tackle just like the Bulldogs did. And it's, it's obvious this game's going to be won or lost. Good things are going to happen.
And there's the point after this blocked. So the the Highclimbers come away with 6 points, and we take another timeout. We'll be right back as Shelton up 6-0 with 11:34 to go here in the second quarter on MasonWebTV.com.
1,000 students drop out every school day. That's a line of desks more than 4 miles long. Keep students in school. Visit boostup.org and take the first step.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds. Stop the texts. Stop the wrecks. Visit us at stoptextstoprex.org.
And we're back, waiting for the kickoff. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Lim. You were saying something in the break.
Well, I was just saying that Shelton's a 3A school going into a tough league that has Olympic and Capital coming down. Capital's coming up from 2A and Olympic's coming down from 4A. So that adds 2 quality teams to this league. And North Mason will be in the Olympic League. I think that's
correct. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be. So they'll be able to be competitive in that league.
So the Highclimbers have it teed up on the 40. Going back deep for
I've
the...
never seen this in all this time. Look at this. This is the way they kick off.
Yeah, the little huddle formation.
Yeah.
Little pooch kick that Greenwood will take at about the 22. Trying to get up the sidelines, and he'll run out of bounds about the 40 on the near side. It's a decent return for Tyler. He's a senior, 5'11", 205 pounds. So the Bulldogs will get another shot at this, trying to answer the Highclimber TD. So we pretty much expect the same thing, don't we, Lynn?
Yeah, I can't believe with the triple option they're just going to read and run, and rely on their senior linemen and their junior linemen to clear spots.
So Becker will hand it off. That time it goes to DeAndre Dixon. Dixon gets across the 45, maybe the 46 on that carry. DeAndre is a senior, 5'9", 185. The clock is running with 11:15 to go here in the half. 6-0 Shelton on top. North Mason with the ball for the second time. So this is interesting, Lim. The Bulldogs had the ball for most of the first quarter, or at least half the first quarter.
Yeah.
Highclimbers had it, and they got a touchdown.
Yeah.
So let's see what the Bulldogs can grind out here. Second down, first guy gets the ball going through the pile, gets it up to the 50. That should be enough for a first down.
Yep, it is.
And on the carry, that was, that's 48. That's Ryan Hart.
And other than the fumble, the Bulldogs looks pretty stout on offense. Their linemen are big, and they're pushing, Shelton around a little bit, and they're just running the ball between the tackles. It's nothing fancy.
So call it the 49-yard line of Shelton. 1st and 10 for North Mason. Matt Becker brings him out. He'll send Bergraff to the far side, right in the middle of the field. Hand off to Reinhardt again. Nope, another fumble, and that ball nearly picked up. We got a bad pitch there, Lim. I didn't quite see it. I was looking in the middle of the field.
No, I was watching the line blocking, but God, they lost some again.
Oh, did they lose the ball again? Wow. Looked like that the Highclimbers had it for a brief second, and then Bulldog fell on it, and I guess he couldn't corral it, and Highclimbers pick up another fumble, and we have a downed Bulldog out there. Number 23, I believe it's Ben Monroe.
He was the guy that was on the bottom of the pile trying to get the fumble.
And he probably took something to the chest there, a knee, or worse?
Worse.
Okay. Are you supposed to wear some kind of protection there?
Well,
I know. Well, the Highclimbers get the ball back after recovering their second fumble of the evening. Capitalized on the first one, and then they lead 6-0 with 10:23 to go here in the half. And they're still tending to the down Bulldog. Right there on the numbers on the far side.
that, you know, bad pitches is characteristic of a triple option. When I was coaching at Hokeland, we ran the triple option for 8 or 9 years, and you know, it can be a real fumble-orientated offense.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just one of those things you have to work out, and they've been running against their fellow teammates, and it's a little bit different when you're running it against another team.
Now they're getting him up. Help him off the field.
They were looking at his ankle, so I don't know.
So number 23, if my roster is right, that's Ben Monroe. But another issue that we have is we have different rosters from what was presented to me early, what was at the gate, and well, what was emailed to me this morning. So we're kind of guessing on some of these numbers.
And you'll see that the defensive coach is out there on the about the 20-yard line, kind of or 30-yard line, moving people around. So obviously, he made a hole in the defense, so they have to bring in different personnel.
So there's a toss sweep to Henry going to the left. He'll pick up 5 yards on the first down run. Stayed in bounds, keep that clock running. We're approaching 10 minutes here in the first half. Second down, and, well, actually give him 4 on that carry, Lim.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm our invisible stat guy. That's what I'm talking to, I guess.
Okay, yeah. Well, as long as you don't answer yourself, you're okay.
No, actually, they did stop the clock, so I guess he did get out of bounds. So it's 10:04 to go here in the half. Some discussion in the backfield as Arena and Beck have a little conversation. Beck goes back to pass. Oh, Grewell almost had it there. Pressures him to roll out. He's going to throw, and he's going to throw it away. Smart move. He had guys tracking him down, and then we have a flag in the backfield.
Intentional grounding.
Oh, okay. So they're going to give intentional grounding to Beck. I thought it was a smart play, but I guess there was nobody in the vicinity.
You know, it's real interesting. I think they've thrown, 5 times maybe? And every time they've thrown, they've had a left-handed thrower roll out to the right.
To the right, yes.
He's had to turn his body around, and he was good on short passes, but in that passing tree, they had people about 20 yards downfield, and not only was he running for his life, but he had to throw it further than probably was comfortable doing.
Well, I don't think that was the design of that play, because Tyler Gruel was in the backfield and jumped up right in his face and kind of forced him to do the rollout.
Yeah.
So that was probably the results of a broken play, because Tyler jumped in there, but the intentional grounding marches the Highclimbers back.
3rd and 11.
And now it's 3rd and 11.
The intentional grounding is a 5-yard penalty and a loss of down.
So we're at 9:56 here in the half. 6-0, Shelton on top. Highclimbers in their home, I guess you call it red. It's kind of more of a maroon color with black pants. They have the ball. The Bulldogs in their road white with the black pants. Becca under center with three receivers to the far side. Tosses it to Henry. That play worked well last time. Henry gets out of bounds. Pretty much the same spot he was last time when he ran that. Just an extra yard or 2 on that.
Well, the Bulldogs are flying. When they see that pitch, they go flying to the side. But unfortunately, they miscalculated Henry's speed getting around the corner, and they were what we call trailing.
So that brings up 4th and about 6 yards. The ball's at the 40-yard line of North Mason.
And this will be our first punt.
Which is a surprise to me. And it looks like, who is that back? Is that Bergeraff back there deep to receive? He's a dangerous return man.
Yeah.
A high end-over-end punt. Bergeraff fall for a fair catch, and he'll catch it. Get it right there at the 13-yard line. That's where the Bulldogs will start.
That was their first punt, and the Bulldogs have had 2 very respectable drives going and then fumbled on both of them. So,
Defense stepped up on that the last time to stop the Highclimbers, but the Highclimbers have a 6-0 lead with 9:29 to go here in the second quarter. You are listening and watching to the Mason County Cup. North Mason at Shelton. And Bulldogs have the ball with a 1st and 10 from their own 13-yard line. Becker under center. Handed off to the second guy through. That's Grillo on the carry. He dances his way up near to the 18-yard line. Getting a little reward for his good defensive play, I think.
Well, both backs on all the backs on both teams they run hard. The line is doing a great job of opening holes for the runners, and it's just really a fun game to watch. If you like 3 yards, if you like 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Woody Hayes.
So Becker settles everybody under. It's under center. He'll keep it on the option this time, and then he stood up at the 20-yard line and forced his way back a little bit. But not before picking up positive yards. Actually, spotted closer to the 21. It does bring up 3rd down, short for the Bulldogs. I remember last year I was saying that I did not envy Matt Becker running that option.
Yeah, he got tattooed a few times, and if I remember right, I think he went out injured once or twice. But experience is a great teacher.
He's been doing that since he was a freshman.
Yeah.
So he'll go under center again. And I noticed there's something about him this year is he's a little bit more patient when he gets everybody set.
Yeah.
This time he's going to back the pass. Throw it over to Burgraff, but he underthrew it and nearly picked off as the man sliding down in coverage behind the receiver couldn't corral it. And that was Gabe Arena. Just couldn't hold on to the ball. He slipped and it kind of landed in his hands, but he couldn't hold on to it.
I am surprised that. Punt.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to punt.
I'm surprised the Bulldogs aren't running over their left guard. When they get on offense next time, there's about a 2-man gap between the nose guard and the defensive tackle.
I saw that.
They must be lining up. They must not be lining up right because there's just a gap, and I'm sure that Bishop upstairs is just what are they doing?
Timeout. So we got a timeout. North Mason takes the timeout. 7:53 to go in the half. 6-0 Shelton. It is a 4th and 2, and North Mason's about ready to punt. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll be right back.
That's a keeper.
Yep. Come on.
Remember adventure? We do. Your family fun begins at explorehoodcanal.com.
So the Bulldogs are about ready to punt with a 4th and 2 on their own 21-yard line. The Highclimbers don't believe they're going to punt. They don't have anybody back there. So Daniel Burgraff will do the kicking. Now they'll send somebody back. High snap. Burgraff takes his time, kind of a short pooch kick that hits at the 37 and then bounce to the 35 and then back to the 37. That's where it'll be down. And the Highclimbers have a good field position.
Yeah, that wasn't what we call a good punt, but it also wasn't a good snap.
Yeah, it was a little kind of high and kind of slow.
Yeah. I see they're still working on that injured player on the sideline there. Looks like the medical staff is right there trying to figure out what they're going to do with him.
So Shelton has the ball back on the North Mason 37-yard line, 1st and 10. Jake Beck in company. Knowlton Henry behind him. Handoff goes to Henry right up the middle, slips a couple of tackles, then he pulls a guy with him, and he's gang tackled after a gain of about 5. 7.5 minutes to go here in the half. Clock is running. Shelton up 6-0, and they have the ball back.
Tyler, the little guy, that plays defensive end. He's getting in there really, really quick. So if there's any delays in the backfield, he'll cause a little disruption.
So Jake Henry trotted off the field. Took a breather, I believe. So I expect a little bit of passing action here. That's my thought. And he'll throw, and it's complete. And oh, no, it's not complete. Incomplete. A good lick there by Terry Winslow.
I think that's the first pass they've thrown to the left.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, I think it is, and it should have been caught. It was a good pass. All the other passes, as we mentioned earlier, they've been having him, the quarterback who's left-handed, run to the right and have to turn his upper body, which is, for a high school kid, it's not a great passer. That's a hard thing to do.
Forrest Hunter is a single setback behind Beck, 2 receivers to the near side. Back to pass goes Beck. He's on the rollout again on the near side. Throws it. It's complete to Tanner Rhodes. And that should be enough for a first down right near the 22, 23-yard line.
And Tyler, is it Grewell? Is that Grewell?
You know, I've heard it both well. Well, yeah, that's I've heard it Gruel and Grewell.
I'm going to call it Grewell.
Yeah,
so
sounds better.
If Mom and Dad wants to get mad at me, they can.
Oh, they will. They'll let us know.
Okay, Tyler has been in there. He's really been putting pressure on the quarterback on all the plays. He's been working hard.
So Henry's back in there.
I'm leaving you.
And he'll get the handoff straight up the middle, slips a tackle, and he's just pretty much this is the situation. When Henry gets the ball, he goes through the line. He's slowed down a little bit, and then the rest of the Bulldogs come in to help.
Yeah, and he's going usually in the between the 2 guards.
Right.
So we have to give credit to the center and the 2 guards for doing a good job of blocking up there, where he gets to get his speed going up before he gets to the linebacker.
6:15 to go in the half. 6-0 Shelton on top with the ball. Jake Beck under center. Hands off to Henry. Henry is just stopped. And both times, the last 2 plays, it's Chad Schoenhoven who gets a couple hands on Henry to slow him down.
Yeah.
In that case, he kind of got both hands on him and right at the hips and said, "You're not going anymore, son. No further for you, sir." That brings up 3rd down for Shelton. So the Highclimbers taking their time in the huddle this time. Yeah, it looks like Forrest Hunter is at the top of the eye with Nault. Pitch goes to Hunter. Hunter's on the sweep to the right, slips 1 tackle, and then he gets to the line of scrimmage where he's swallowed under by a couple other Bulldog players there.
Andre Dixon did a great job of blowing that play up.
Well, he's a speedster.
Yeah.
And he can do it on offense and obviously on defense. He can quickly get in the backfield as we saw there.
This will be an interesting call, 4th and 3, or long 2.
From the 16-yard line of North Mason. They got Beck out there, so you know they're going to go for it. I would expect to give it to Henry or Nault.
Well, this is going to be critical for the Bulldogs. They got to get a stop.
Nault, I don't see him in there, but Henry is. Hand it off to Henry. He's got lots of running room, and then he has stopped a nice open field tackle. And I didn't see who did that by the Bulldogs.
He got the first down, though, by a
half
yard. Yeah.
I'm thinking that was Dixon again with that tackle for North Mason. One thing I'm noticing, there's not a lot of congratulations on tackles.
Yeah, yeah.
Not like you see in the pros. When any hit, you get a nice little show.
Well, and also, too, when you have a lot of seniors, they expect you to do your job.
So Beck's under center again. I formation. Hand off to Henry. Henry just keeps working. Works through those tackles, and he gets inside the 10, now down near the 6-yard line.
Defensive ends are getting in there real quick, but the problem is they're taking a wrong angle. They need to come down the line more because they're all just about half tackling them, and he's breaking a tackle, and he's getting yardage where if they come down the line, they might have a really good chance of stuffing him for a loss.
Same formation again, but 2 receivers to the far side. Beck goes under center. He'll hand it off. It's Forrest Hunter that
Touchdown.
time. And he gets in. Forrest Hunter with a touchdown run of 6 yards. The Highclimbers are now up 12-0.
And you know who gets the kickoff the second half? The Highclimbers.
Yeah, that's true.
So that was a critical drive for the Bulldog defense.
So it's 12-0 with 3:35 to go here in the half. And it looks like the Highclimbers are going to go for 2. This is a very successful formation. Hunter again gets the call. He gets near the goal line. Does he get in? Yes, they do. Hunter gets 2 points, and it's now 14-0. Shelton on top. And it's 3:35 to go here in the second quarter. Timeout. We'll be right back here on MasonWebTV.com.
That's low. That's low.
Not spotting very many guys for you, but
It's the first game. Barely know who's on the field.
I have trouble. Are you back?
No. Oh, I guess we are in the back. Oops, I'm sorry. I must have hit a button there, Lim.
Okay.
Either that or we never went away. I'm not sure. Well, we're back waiting for the kickoff. After the Highclimbers are now up, they're up 14-0 on the Bulldogs in the Mason County Cup. And they're going to kick it back to the Bulldogs here.
I'm watching the cheerleaders down there doing their 14 push-ups. Some of them are laboring pretty hard.
Well, yeah, I would be too. So we got, let's see here, we got Dixon back deep, along with, looks like, is that Burgraff back there? Or is that a 4? I think it's Burgraff and Dixon back deep for North Mason.
I think it's 10 and 32.
Yeah, that's Dixon and Dixon on the far side, Burgraff on the near side. You got Grewell and McIntosh up about the 25. I'm just wasting time here naming some names as we wait for the Highclimbers. Highclimbers another pooch kick, and that's picked up by Dixon. Dixon takes it to 20, gets to 25, up to the 30, spinning his way, and then he's finally pulled down about the 33-yard line. Almost looked like he never really got his feet going quick enough.
This is going to be a huge drive for the Bulldogs if they're going to get back in this ball game, because both teams are run the clock out orientated ground offenses, and the Bulldogs have to go down and score, and then they have to kick off the second half. So it's going to be important that they get in the end zone
and take care of the ball.
Yes, and take care of the ball. They've had 2 good drives that have been stuffed by fumbles.
So 3:27 to work. Dixon goes in motion. Becker will pitch it to him, trying to get around the edge. Knoll grabs a hold of a jersey, and he spins him down. So that's the power of Ryan Knoll for Shelton. He just doesn't give up on any play. And we have a Highclimber kind of slowly getting up. Elijah Mahoney, he'll trot off. But a loss on the play on that one, they're going to spot the ball at the 30. There's a loss of 3 on the play. That brings up second down and 13. Not the direction Coach Beavers wanted him to go on that play. It's a different formation that we hadn't seen.
Yeah, and a great open field tackle by Henry, and he was supposed to be blocked by a nameless
somebody in white jersey.
Yeah. I know the number, but I'm not.
Wait on that. It's all right. Yeah. Well, Nault is kind of a slippery guy, and if you've ever seen him play rugby, you'd understand. He did spend part of his summer in Argentina playing rugby, by the way. And we have a timeout for North Mason. 3 minutes, 4 seconds to go here in the half. 14-0. Highclimbers on top of the Mason County Cup. We'll step aside again. We'll be right back. Let me see if I can play with spot this time.
Good.
Remember adventure? We do. The fun begins at explorehoodcanal.com.
We're back here, 3:04 to go here in the second quarter. 14-0, Shelton on top. North Mason has the ball on their own 30-yard line in the second and 13. And we're just talking during that break about the legendary late Bill O'Mara, that he's looking down on us today, I'm sure. Here goes Becker. He's going to pass again. He's got a guy there. It's a complete to Berggraf on the far side, up to the 40-yard line before he spun out of bounds. That's a good chunk of yards back.
Well, to be very honest with you, the Bulldogs need to get something going and do something really, really positive before halftime, because they got to keep themselves in this ball game, and they've shot themselves in the foot rather than the Highclimbers stopping them. Although Highclimbers have played a good defensive ball game so far, and the Bulldogs just have to quit shooting themselves in the foot.
Clock did stop on that play at 2:57 to go, as a ball spotted at the 39-yard line. Third down, 4 yards. Same formation. They'll hand it off, and standing up and getting to the first down marker. That was, I think that was Reinhardt on the carry, and that's a bunch of power for that young man.
Yeah, they do a good job when they run straight ahead and they run quick hitter. You know, they give to that on the triple option. They give it to that fullback.
It does move the sticks, but the clock will start to run now at 2:45 to go in the half. Bulldogs need to get something going, as Lim said just the play before. Receiver on both sides for Becker. He'll go under center. Dixon goes in motion. He'll hand it off, and fighting his way, and we have a flag on the play, and I think we had another fumble, and the Highclimbers say they had the ball, but there's also a flag on the play. I did see some laundry go flying. Was it not right?
Yeah. It looked like it might have been a face mask, but I'm not sure.
As they unpile everybody, find out who has the ball. There was a fumble on the play, and the Highclimbers did recover, but there was that before or after?
Face mask.
Okay.
So they'll retain possession.
So referees are talking to both captains. And they'll march it off. So again, they're getting that yardage that they want. Not in the way they want it, but they're getting the yardage they want. As the Bulldogs will keep possession of the ball with 2:27 to go here in the half, trailing by 14. And we'll spot the ball all the way up to the 38-yard line of Shelton. So you think in the upcoming week the Coach Beavers is going to work on holding possession of the ball?
Yeah, I think, but you know, that's just a second.
Becker back to pass, and he's going to be, he almost got out of that.
Yeah.
And who was in there on that play? Number 66, Brandon Young for Shelton.
Yeah, a lot of their problems is, I mean, as I see it, and I'm not being critical or trying to coach or anything, but their people aren't getting blocks on the corners or on the cornerbacks, the guys that are like 3 or 4 yards off the line. So when they're ready to pitch, that cornerback is right there right away, and they're getting a lot of penetration.
So the ball is spotted back at the 40-yard line. It is second down and 13 again. Grewell goes in motion. Handoff goes to Dixon. Dixon has an open field, and then he's stopped right there at the 35 by Brian Nault. Boy, I'm impressed with that young man.
Yes.
Open field tackle. Let me just stop you right here. Here's.
If he by Nault, it would have been 6 points.
That's not going to happen. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but you notice I use the word if.
Yeah. So it's third down and now 7. Clock is running with 1:15 to go.
And see, Diedrich, if you notice, the defensive ends for Shelton have no outside containment, so they can just take off and run right in the backfield. And that's where they're causing all the havoc.
Becker back to pass, finds Burgraff. Burgraff with the
Good
catch
job.
to the 25-yard line on that slant play.
That was a lot tougher pass than it looked
Oh,
because
yeah.
he had to thread it right in there.
And he's not really taking much of a drop.
Nope,
He's just taking a couple of
57
yeah, our
seconds.
clock is we're under a minute. Thank you, Liam. That's the one thing I have to add is another camera to the clock. I'm working on that. Another step in the development here. So we're 44 seconds and counting. Becker will hand it off. Grewell tries to slip a couple of tackles, but gets just inside the 25, maybe the 24. Clock is running with 30 seconds to go. And the Bulldogs are taking a lot of time. Are they aware that they're running out of time?
Okay, now here comes a tall receiver. He
Okay.
just came in the huddle.
Okay,
Number, I thought it was number 88, but he's in the backfield.
8 seconds. Becker back to pass. He'll throw it to Burgraff. Burgraff is a one-on-one. He pulls it in, and that's a touchdown.
Wow, good catch.
That was double coverage, Lim.
Yeah, and the Shelton guy had the ball.
Went right through his hands. And Burgraff pulls it in, and the Bulldogs are on the board with 2 seconds to go in the half. Wow. Makes you want to have another camera down there, Lim.
Yeah. Well, that was as I said earlier, that was a tremendously important drive for Bulldogs. They had to get on the board before the end of the half because they have to kick off the second half, and you know, the Highclimbers have been offensively, they've been running the clock and getting first down. So they're going to have to make a stop the second half and get back in this ball game.
So Burgraff will be doing the kicking for the point after, and a timeout was called
By North Mason.
by North Mason, and that is their last timeout. Not that it really matters because you only have 2 seconds left, but it's probably more like, okay, we need to discuss what we're going to do on the ensuing kickoff.
I don't think they had the right number of people on the field.
Well, that's possible because they haven't been in this formation since last year.
Yeah.
So we're just going to keep it right here as the Bulldogs did get back into this ball game with a nice, impressive drive, helped out by a penalty. And the Bulldogs are on the board, and it is currently 14-6. And now we'll get this the point ready to go here. As Burgraff will do the kicking. Who's the holder? There's a snap spot and the kick. It's short. So that will take care of the point after the timeout. 2 seconds to go here in the half. We will take a timeout. We'll be right back as it's now 14-6. Shelton on top, but North Mason just gets on the board.
Packers,
Vikings,
Red State, Blue State.
We come from different places, but when we live united, we create real lasting change in the education, income, and health of our country. Real change won't happen without you. So give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Sign up at liveunited.org.
Traditional light bulbs actually generate 9 times more heat than light. Let's switch to Energy Star light bulbs and stop burning through cash. Saving energy saves you money.
So it's 14-6. Shelton on top. North Mason just gets on the board, and there is 2 seconds left as we're waiting for the kickoff. North Mason will do the honors to kick it away, and they're going to send Jake Henry back. He can stand on his 20. I don't know, do you just kind of boot it deep, or you try and put it in a gap there, or what do you do here? Try with 2 seconds.
Kick it over the first row, and hopefully one of those guys in the front there pick up the ball because you only got 2 seconds. You don't want Henry get it, I wouldn't think, but you never know.
So Burgraff will do the kicking here, making sure he's got enough people on the field. And there's a run up in the kick, and he'll keep it on the ground. It'll just bounce and guy kind of touches it, can't get on it. The ball's still free, and that'll be the half. As that's exactly what you wanted to draw up if you're Coach Beavers. There's somewhere to kick it there and nobody get a hold of it. And we head to halftime with a 14-6 score. And that's where it'll sit. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back with some halftime festivities. Maybe analyze this game a little bit. So we'll be right back here on MasonWebTV.com. So we're at halftime as the Shelton Marching Band and gets ready to perform, and the cheerleaders are performing below us for the crowd here, which is a nice crowd. We were a little bit worried, Lim, in the beginning that it wasn't going to fill up, and it sure did. A little later. But we have a 14-6 score with Shelton Highclimbers leading the North Mason Bulldogs in the third annual Mason County Cup. And Lim, your first impressions of the first half?
Well, I'm pleasantly surprised with Shelton. They're doing a good job of moving the ball, playing defense, keeping the Bulldogs' foot to the ground, and they have to do to stay in the game. They scored two touchdowns. They punted once, and you know the quarterback's done a pretty good job of passing. I'm just a little perplexed by the fact that they got him running to the right, and they're having a left-handed thrower throw. He ran to the left one time, threw a good pass. So that's only, they're doing a good job. On the other side of the ball, the Bulldogs, they're doing equally as well. I think this is the same type of game we saw last year, where a few mistakes are going to dictate the outcome of the game. Without the two fumbles, the Bulldogs probably have pretty well dominated the game because they had long drives, and at the middle of them they fumbled the ball, and that kind of gave an opening for Shelton. So it's like last year. The Bulldogs have gotten better. They've gotten older. They've gotten experience. They got, like Beaver said, they've got 23 kids that are freshmen. For a freshman team for the first time in a long time, and they're looking at the fact that they're on an going upward. And Shelton is just trying to. They had to rebuild last year. They got their bumps, and now they're trying to establish their identity this year with some experienced kids on both offense and defense.
Yeah, Jake Henry touchdown, forced Hunter with a touchdown for the Highclimbers, and Hunter also had the 2-point conversion, which to me is very impressive.
Yeah, both teams have blocked well, but from tackle to tackle, both teams have had a lot of success. The runners have hit the hole quick. I think Bulldogs have had a lot of success when they run straight ahead, and their backs have run hard. I think from tackle to tackle, that's kind of where Shelton has run, and they've had success too. And like I said, it's a good high school ball game. It's kind of like a rivalry game, and it's both teams are doing well, both coaches are doing well, and so it's going to be what it is at the end of the game.
Yeah, not to focus just on Shelton, was the Bulldogs. Daniel Burgraff caught a pass from Matt Becker. What was it, 20 yards? 15 yards, something like that. I didn't write it down.
And that was to pull it from a defensive.
Yeah. And that was a nice pass thrown into double coverage.
Yeah. So with 2 seconds.
Down to the 2 second mark, and that's pretty impressive as well.
Yeah.
So Lim will just step aside for a while. We had 10 minutes before the third quarter begins. So we'll take a time out, and we will be back with the third quarter shortly here on MasonWebTV.com. So hang out with us.
Nearly everything we depend on wields the immense power of electricity. Skyscrapers that hold our commerce, ovens that warm our food, hospital beds that chirp our heartbeats. But they say, with great power comes great responsibility. This bodes well for hydropower, as in the Northwest, it provides 90% of our clean, renewable energy and keeps 100% of our air clean.